Hello, everyone. Welcome to the People's Bureau. My name's Dan. Today we're going to talk about Trump Epstein and that scandal. There's fresh news, obviously, with the Project Veritas sting operation. The DOJ going against their own policies to give Ghislaine Maxwell, club fed access, or them basically saying we're going to redact every Republican out of this to kind of narrate to form this as a Democrat politician issue. And the thesis is that this is a pervasive issue for Republicans, and it's not just going to go away. No single issue is going to bring down Trump. This issue isn't going to bring down Trump. He's not going to get impeached over it. Nothing like that. But this is really not good for Republicans moving forward in general, because it's an indefensible issue. Like, how do you defend what they're doing with the Epstein files? You basically just have to plug your ears and be like, da. Like, it's not happening, basically. Like, I trust Trump. It's not happening. Whatever the reason that Trump gives is the reason I'll take. And so what I really want to focus on in this video is what Charlamagne the God said about this issue in a podcast maybe in late July, when this was kind of like really boiling over. And he basically said that this is Republicans' transports issue. And I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of the transport issue, but it's basically, Republicans in 2024 were able to make a lot of really effective ads and narratives about Democrats like wanting, men and women's sports, and men boxing women, or UFC fighting, like MMA fighting each other. It's like all that. I don't want to get into the issue, but it was a really hard issue for Democrats to navigate because, if you have a nuanced position on this, like, you can't be sitting there talking about science when the position is really like a fairness. It's like, don't you just want fairness? And isn't it not fair to have women in men's sports, etc.? I've an opinion on this. Again, I don't want to get into it, but it's not a Republican position. Okay, it's a nuanced position. But Democrats really struggled with the narrative on this, and because it was a really easy attack. And I think this is exactly the same for Republicans. They're never going to be able to narratively get themselves out of this hole. It's always going to be Republicans covered up Epstein. Donald Trump is and he was best friends with Jeff Epstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell got special treatment. Except, like, Republicans are going to have to contend with this for a long time, and it's going to be a very pervasive issue, and it's going to be bad for them narratively in 2026. Just to kind of show how I watch a lot of YouTube. I'm online, and there's a couple of YouTubers that I watch that were not political and European, and they were making Epstein jokes. Now, I know this is kind of anecdotal, and it doesn't really, it's an anecdote, but that kind of this narrative of Trump being a Jeffrey Epstein colluder and, hiding like this narrative going outside of the US and like becoming a mainstream thing for Europeans, like non-political Europeans, to joke about in their YouTube channel and their YouTube videos. Like, it's bad. It's really bad. And the Trump administration knows it's bad. And so I really think Democrats need to run on this in 2026. They need to basically be the ones to say, Republicans are hiding the information from you. If you elect us, we will do hearings. We will, release the lists, unredacted. It would be a very savvy thing to run on, in my opinion. And I think a guy like Thomas Massie, the geek Thomas Massie, MIT graduate, people kind of forget. He's a kook, okay? He's like a 1-2 issue voter. Like, all he cares about is guns and the deficit. And like, for, I guess, a Republican from Kentucky, that is like a good thing to be known for. But he's not our friend. He's not Democrats' friend. I think he truly believes in this. I think this is coming from a place of like, I actually want to get to the bottom of it, which I commend him for. But Trump, says that, like anyone who tries to, like Congress is trying to release, or Massey and Ro Khanna have a petition to release um, some files in a list of names. That only needs a few more votes. Marjorie Taylor Greene is one of the Republicans that has signed on to it, and the the victims also have their own list that they want to create, right? And the White House has basically said anyone who votes for this or anyone who agrees with this is a direct threat to the administration. You are a threat to Donald Trump, basically saying, and we'll primary the crap out of you, if you join this. I think Thomas Massey's going to win. I think he's going to win handily. He would have won anyway in his reelection, but this isn't going to hurt him. Trump voters, and I mean voters in general, they can hold two things in their head at once. Like, even though it's hypocritical, they're going to be like, I agree with Trump. This is a Democrat hoax, or whatever Trump's line is. They'll just agree with Trump, and then they'll also vote for Massey. Like, they're not going to connect the two because they're going to think, oh, well, Massey wants to release the Epstein list. Like, this is good politics for Massey, even though I don't think it's just political for him. Republicans are playing with fire with this as well. The line that the administration is pushing is that this is a Democrat hoax. Again, they want to incriminate, from the Veritas Leak, they want to incriminate Democrats as much as they can. And I think Trump and the Republicans actually see this as an issue that they could use to their advantage. Like a airbender, like bending this, like, let's bend this narrative to our will. Like, actually, if we pin this on the Democrats, this could be a really big win for us. I think that's dangerous. I don't think it's going to work. They're the ones in power. They have all the access. They're the ones blocking the votes. Speaker Johnson sends Congress home a day early to avoid a vote. And it's just going to come back. This is never going to leave them. It's too much in the zeitgeist. There's too much juice there for Republicans to ever get out of this. They have to. I don't know what they have to do. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Republican strategist, but they're screwed. And Mike Johnson's new line that like Trump was some FBI informant that was a secret informant. He was like the key person that got Jeffrey Epstein behind bars or got Jeffrey Epstein indicted the first time. I mean, that's hilarious. Come on, like, it's so stupid. He would be the worst FBI informant. I don't even want to get into it, but I saw someone online saying that he's a white hat pedophile, which is hilarious. Democrats' Biden scandal was that he was becoming, mentally incapable during his presidency. Republican scandal is their president is a pedophile or a friend of a pedophile, allegedly. Allegedly a pedophile, friend of a pedophile, not allegedly. And so that's kind of what I have on this. I think that Charlamagne made a very good point. I completely agree. This is going to be an issue that is going to continue to poke at Republicans. There's no way they can narratively get away from this, especially during 2026. Democrats just need to hit hard on the messaging around, if you elect us, we will hold hearings, we will release a list, we will hold people accountable. It's up to them to deliver when they win. It will stay in the news. Like, it's going to come up and down, but it's so in the zeitgeist. It's so international. Everybody knows about it. Everyone associates Trump with Epstein. It's not going away. So good luck to Republicans. I don't envy your position politically. So that's it for today, guys. Bye.